My name's Harry Jenkinson. I'm Trainee Solicitor at Bexley Beaumont. I joined initially as one of two paralegals at Bexley Beaumont. Bexley Beaumont then very kindly offered me training over a year after joining as a paralegal, and after this point I was so invested in their vision that I wouldn't have wanted to qualify anywhere else. To step back a bit and discuss the nature of the training and why this qualification route, I do part-time study, so 1 day a week study, and then 4 days a week qualifying work experience. Of course, it can be a bit difficult balancing the competing demands of study, work, and of course life, and the ebbs and flows that come with it. But once you manage that balance, you learn to see the benefits of studying alongside work. And oftentimes I find myself in a classroom one day and then I'm here doing qualifying work experience, putting into practice things that I've learned the day before. For instance, last year I had a module, Property Law and Practice, where I'd be learning conveyancing searches and then coming in the next day and reviewing conveyancing searches in real life. Earlier this year I had a litigation matter that went from start to mediation while I was doing dispute resolution in law school. And then just last week I drafted my first proof of evidence weeks before I'm about to learn it in my criminal law and practice module as well. I can resume the first half of my earlier answer about Bexley Beaumont offering me my training position after I'd been here for over a year. I need to dial it back a little bit further at this point to talk about the pandemic and what led me to joining Bexley Beaumont in the first place. I'd been studying a master's in law and economics in Europe when the lockdown hit. That led to my finishing my thesis at home in Wales and then supporting my dad in starting up a business consultancy. In the course of that business, I met a recruiter who linked me with Bexley Beaumont, where I found myself in a very similar entrepreneurial role. They were just over a year old when I joined, and I found myself doing compliance, office side accounts, marketing, post, website design, ESG, as well as general paralegaling work. There's a bit of everything involved. Fortunately, as the company grew, Karen and Anna hired experts in each of these fields to take the weight off my shoulders and allow me to focus purely on legal training as well as ESG, which I had no intention of relinquishing. I think from day one I'd realised how unique and invaluable this opportunity was to be part of a young, ambitious law firm with an innovative business model and an emphasis on quality and team culture, that this would be the perfect place to train. Not only that, but the nature of the business model and this emphasis on quality meant that I had the opportunity to train one-on-one and in many cases spend a lot of time getting personal development from these top quality lawyers who had joined Bexley Beaumont and were kind enough to take me under their wing and offer me legal training. Not only that, but I wasn't bound to a 4-seat model. We have many practice areas at Bexley Beaumont and I've had the opportunity to explore a huge diversity of them, which has enabled me to touch base with a lot of practice areas, which has married very well my part-time study alongside it, but also has meant that I've had real exposure to the law in full. Probably best to paint a general picture of how my training contract has broken down over the last year and a half. I spend a majority of my time doing commercial property work with one of the firm's commercial property partners, but then I also spend significant amounts of time in patents, litigation, corporate commercial, regulatory, as well as other miscellaneous matters that I get involved with in family, employment and construction. On top of that legal practice, I also have the role within BP Support as the firm's ESG ambassador. I will develop on what this role involves a bit later, but broadly the combined experience of all of these practice areas and roles has given me a really excellent breadth of training. It's taught me a lot of skills as well. Not all the partners have direct visibility as to what the other partners are giving me. There are peaks and troughs that are associated with each practice area, and sometimes I have to be really careful about communicating my capacity, shouting for help, and especially task prioritizing and my time management to make sure I can handle these competing workloads. It's been a great experience and I love it. I'm enormously proud to have won the Young Sustainability Champion Award because it's recognition of 3 years of enormously hard work. When I joined Bexley Beaumont, Karen and Anna asked me to take on the role of ESG ambassador. I had a real passion for the area, having written my undergraduate thesis and my master's thesis, both on subject matter that's very close to environmental and social governance. What this has looked like in practice over the last 3 years has been, in 2021, writing Bexley Beaumont's corporate governance code that was closely aligned to the QCA 10 Principles of Corporate Governance. We're not mandated to report on our corporate governance. We're not even mandated to have a corporate governance policy, but I wanted to ensure that the company's growth was aligned to environmental and social factors as well as the bottom line. This means holding the board to account through monthly meetings to ensure that every decision is made in line with this code and that our future growth takes account of social and governance factors. I've suggested key compositions for the board at various stages of growth, as well as key stages for our climate action and corporate social responsibility policies. To pick up on the latter two, our climate action policy has involved a close relationship with the Woodland Trust, a charity dedicated to conserving Britain's woodland. And a lot of the donations come through BB Foundation, a platform recently established through which the Bexley Beaumont operates the firm's CSR initiatives. I would describe working at Bexley Beaumont in 3 words as exciting, inspiring, and rewarding.